Right.
Initially, the plan was not to start just the Iotronics. So we were just wanted to do something.
Right.
So that time IoT was very hot topic. So and we saw that carbon emission, global warming, and all this stuff. So we thought, why not to start with something which can impact a lot of people going ahead in the future. And that's where we started. I mean, the seed of Iotronics started. So that's how we came up with this plan. And why is obviously because of the global warming, we wanted to save a lot of energy. All this. So that's how things started from there.
Hello and welcome to Inventiva's interview series, where we talk with young and bright entrepreneurs and they tell us about their startup journey and how they got to where they are today. I'm Ayushi Marwa and today we are in conversation with Mr. Santosh Verma, founder and CEO at Iotronics, a leader in smart home segment. It is paving the way with its inventions and innovations in technology and business. Their light year ahead technology is helping customers stay smarter and efficient at an affordable price. Welcome, Mr. Verma. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. What about you?
I'm doing good as well. So, to begin with the question, which is seemingly obvious but never obvious, how, why, and when did you decide to start Iotronics?
So basically, the thought process is way back when we were in college. So we were in college. I had a very keen interest in a lot of building technology and all this stuff. So that's how we get into engineering college. And then I was working a lot of projects. Then I met with my professor Bidut K. Bhattacharya. He was in Intel for 40 years, and then he quit his Intel job to come back India to start with something different. So we had a kind of similar dreams. We both wanted to build something and do something good for the society and all these things. So that's why we thought to start a company where we can do something.
Right.
Initially, the plan was not to start just the Iotronics. We were just wanted to do something.
Right.
So that time IoT was very hot topic. So and we saw that carbon emission, global warming, and all this stuff. So we thought, why not to start with something which can impact a lot of people going ahead in the future. And that's where we started. The seed of Iotronics started. So that's how we came up with this plan. And why is obviously because of the global warming, we wanted to save a lot of energy. All this. So that's how things started from there.
All right. And exactly when did you implement this plan of yours?
So plan started when we were in 2013 itself, and we were in college just passing out, and but took almost 2 3 years to just get the idea. Get the fear out of running a startup and all these things. So to be very honest, we started in 2017, full fledged. We thought and all this, but idea is way back to 2013.
All right, great. So, what was the concept behind coming up with smart hotels and homes, and how did you decide to call, this venture Iotronics?
So basically, when we started Iotronic, that time IoT was new topic. So we thought to come up with some unique name. So this is very important, right? So that people can identify. So that's why we thought to build, create something unique name. So we built IoT and electronics. So we merged these two names and came up with Iotronics. So Iotronics is just a kind of mixture of IoT and electronics together.
Oh. And what about the concept behind smart hotels and homes?
So basically, we started IoT with a totally different vision. We wanted to build totally switchless houses. Buildings, the retrofit solutions today. You see the switches and everything. The concept was to build a technology which can replace these manual switches with the smart devices itself. So that was the core concept. So there are a lot of segments where we can start with the out that smart hotel was the best segment to get into, and there were a lot of not much of competition in the smart hotel segment. So we started with the smart hotel first, and people need a lot of innovation and adaptability because the prices was very high. So we came up with a hardware as a service model that we
Right.
launched in the smart hotel segment, and we converted it to the smart home also.
Okay. Great. So now that you've told me the journey and story of Iotronics, I want you to tell me something about yourself, your journey. Did you always wanted to work in this industry? And if not, what was your dream job when you were younger?
So, to be very honest, from my childhood days, I mean, I didn't know what to do, but one thing was for sure that I wanted to be a guy from childhood days. I was like, I have opened a lot of steps when I was in child and never fixed it anything actually, and that's why I had a very keen interest in engineering, and then I joined a engineering college, and during the college it also I worked a lot of projects. I was doing a lot of internship and all these steps. But when you are a kid, right, you don't know what to do, but interest was there. So the main thing happened when we I met with my professor in 2013 itself. So he saw that I have a very good interest, I have a very good knowledge in technology prospect, and
Right.
he pushed me that you should run a company actually. So that's how, I mean, the dream was there, but I didn't know what to do with that. So he kind of
Right.
mentored me, he helped me to build a company, he told me what to do, what not to do, all these steps. He has been a lot of mentor and co-founder also throughout my journey.
Right. Great. So, what do you consider to be your first big break in your career?
So for any company or a startup, the first thing is to get, let's say, 1,000 clients or 10,000 clients. So
Right.
that is the starting point, because when you get those clients, you prove yourself that there is a adaptability of your technology. Your technology is
Right.
proven. So
Absolutely.
first of our target is to reach up to 1,000 clients, 1,000 smart hotel rooms, which we have already crossed despite the COVID. It is to reach up to 1 million rooms in next 2 to 3 years.
Super. Okay. So, what is the one skill you wished you'd learned before joining this industry and now you look for in people while hiring or recruiting?
So this is a very interesting question. So to be very honest, we are, I mean, me and Moko founder both are from the technology background, and
Right.
for sure we didn't know how to run a business. That's the most important thing I thought. I mean, I never had a background from my family or friends and all these things. So this was my wish. If I had a knowledge of how to run a company, we would have done it much better way and faster. But anyway, that's
Right.
a learning. That's part of journey.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
when hire people, right? Coming to
Yeah.
the hiring part, when we are hiring people, I mean the people we are hiring, the first thing we want to know if they can learn, because in a startup there is when things are changing every day, maybe every night, every day, every month. It's very
Right.
important that people who are joining, right, they are keen to learn, they are not afraid of learning new things.
Right.
That's the first thing and most important criteria we look into the people when we are hiring people.
Great. So, owing to the shift, from offline to online, how has your business been affected? What challenges have you all faced with the ongoing pandemic and evolving technologies? And what solutions have you come up with to tackle similar issues in future?
So our business is very much dependent on the installation, because we are a hardware product and we need to install the devices into the hotels, into the homes, and that was a
Right.
very important part. And
Right.
because of the pandemic, we, I mean, we have to stop the installation, because from our point of safety and from the client's point of safety, it was important that we don't go there, and it was
Right.
very challenging time for us. So we did a lot of innovation. We came up with a lot of technology. We came up with a lot of solutions where we
Right.
made the installation process very smooth and easy. Say, for example, one of the most challenging part of installing a device was the setup and everything.
Right.
So we build a self-discovery protocol into our devices. So set up and discover all the devices with just a single tap. So for example, if you install the devices, you just click it and everything will be set up for you. So I mean sure that people can get it installed by themselves without any having a problem or all this.
That is super. Okay, so what kind of funding and investment are you looking for? Or if you already have it, how did you initially raise funds? Just a word of insight for all the young entrepreneurs, upcoming entrepreneurs out there.
We recently raised a $1 million from one of the partners we have. So they are ISP providers. They
Right.
provide internet to the homes and hotels, and they see us a very good fit for their packages and everything. So they wanted to sell smart home and smart hotel packages along with their internet packages. Say, for example, they are providing internet to the hotel. They
Right.
want to bundle it up with the smart hotel solution.
Okay.
So, I mean, in terms of funding, when I want to, tell to the people who are looking for the funding and everything,
Right.
I would like to say it's very important that you build the business. Funding will come eventually. Don't just look out for the funding. People start looking for the
Right.
funding instead of building their own business. So that's the
Right.
most important thing I would say.
Great. So, what are some new products or services the audiences or customers can look forward to and you all are planning to launch in the upcoming future?
So one of more ambitious and uh, project product, you can say that we have a dream since beginning. I mean 2013, 14 to replace the manual switches itself. So we are launching it on 15th August next month actually. We will be releasing a promo. We have been piloting with a lot of homes. We have built 2-3 homes to just check it out the technology itself, how
Right.
people will react, if people can handle it or not. So we have built couple of homes. They have no switches at all. They can just use the entire house with their phone or Alexa. Maybe they can use it with Google Home. And now
Right.
we are confident that we can go ahead with the technology itself.
Great. Super. How do you feel today after you've reached this point in life where somehow you've already, achieved a big major part of your goal? I mean, did you ever see it coming initially? And, while the process was going on, and now that you've reached this point, how do you feel?
I mean, this is the most happiest moment for a founder. That's what I think. A dream, right? How they want to change the society, how they want to change the people and all this. And when they say their dreams coming true, so we as a team, we as a team member, we have a founder. We think we are going to launch for the people. They can, get the use of it, and we can change a lot of things with that technology. So we feel really proud and happy.
That is super. Okay, so coming to my final question, tell me in one sentence, Iotronics in 2030, how would you describe it? What's your vision?
So I think this is pretty much clear that where we want to be. So in one sentence, we want to see electronics in every home by 2030, and we want to make sure that people use only these things, smart devices, because
Right.
these are more efficient rather than their manual switches. So with switchless technology we are launching next month, we hope that by 2030, people instead of using manual switches inside their houses, they will just go ahead and install the switchless technology we have today.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Varna, for sharing your insightful experience with us. And we wish you all the very best with this venture of yours.
Thanks a lot.